For your equations puzzle, if you look at pages 3 and 4, there's nothing you're going to do on these pages. They're just for your information if you need a reminder about using the operations with decimals or with fractions here. So on slide 5 is where you're going to find all of the actual math problems. So I know it looks blank, but when you go into slide 5, you will see around the outside there are 16 little squares that have math problems on them. And we are trying to make a 4x4 grid. So you're trying to connect all of them and make the puzzle. So you want to match up a problem to an answer, and then you'll want them to touch. So you'll just want to start, and you can pick any of the problems to do. So if I just pick this one here, right, I'll do the opposite, take it to the other side, solve for x. So once I've done that one, I'll bring it on here, and then I'll need to look around the outside and find its match. Now, chances are, like, it's not, I really don't know what the answer is. I haven't solved it. It's probably not going to be this one, but right, if it was, I'd just connect it and I'd be good to go. Chances are it's not that one though. So let's say, right, it's this one here and I want it to connect to this one. So what I'm going to do is once I've selected it, I can click this handle and flip it around. And then I would know that yes, those should go together. Now I can keep those hooked together if you select both of them. So there's a couple ways to do that. You can, and you'll probably want a mouse. This activity will be so much easier with a mouse. So you can either bring one from your classroom or you can find them in the back of my classroom. You just need to put them away when you are done. So with a mouse, you can just click and drag and it will select both of them at the same time. So then if you right click, I can group them together. So now you see, right, if I move one, they're both going to move. So it's kind of locking them in place so that you won't accidentally move one. So once you know it's a match, you might want to group it together. Another little helpful tech tool is this little zoom button here. If I click on it, it will allow me to see the problems a little better. I know your screens can be kind of small, but once you have zoomed into where you want, you'll want to come back to your select tool. So if you don't have a mouse, right, you can just hold and drag with your finger on your mouse pad, or you can also, if you want to select multiple things, let's say that I came and I found, let's say that one. Oh, I missed the X. So let's say these two ended up being a match here, right? So this one's already selected. If I hold down the Shift key and then click with my mouse on the other part, then I can right click again and say group. Now that's all a group and it will all move together. So you might want to keep locking things because we might have to move this down or over because we're not quite sure where the edge is. So the challenge of this, let me zoom out a little bit here, is that there is no clear edge to this puzzle. So you can see, right? So sometimes the puzzles will have those blank edges. So you can see, oh, well, obviously this one's an edge. This puzzle does not have any blanks on it. So there are going to be some problems or answers that do not have a match. So if you find a problem that you do and you are looking through and you're like, oh, I know that X is this, I am positive of it, and you cannot find an X that equals that, that's a good indicator that that's an outside piece, that would be an edge to the outside. So if this one isn't an edge, we might have to move our whole puzzle down when we find an edge. So you'll want to keep everything grouped together as you're making matches. Otherwise, right, if I ungroup this, right? If I'm like, oh, I'm going to scoot this one down, then, right, then you have to do this one and then this one. So group them together so you only have to move things one time. So your job is to connect all the answers to their correct problem and see if you can find the ones that don't have a match. Good luck.